It'll be fantastic. You will love it. You will love it so much. You know how much you will love it? I will tell you. Okay, I know you're gonna hate me. Today's another one of those talking days, but I'm just gonna tell you a short story of what happened to me today because I need to vent to somebody, and you just happen to be there. So here's today in a nutshell. I'm gonna turn that sideways so I don't have to watch myself yell at the camera. Today, I had to go into work early because we had some problems with our audio equipment. I had to go in and get some microphones fixed. One of our microphones wasn't working, so I had to go in earlier and meet with our contact in China and see if he can help me out because he's a tech genius and I'm not a tech genius. And so if I talk to him, he can fix it. He's like, oh, this is the problem. And I'm like, oh, that was pretty simple, and I didn't know how to do that. So anyway, I'm driving home and listening to the radio like I always do, and I hear this thud, and then I hear this noise, and I turn off the radio, and it's this tick 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 tick, and I'm like, great, my car is going to explode. So I pull into this like motorcycle shop parking lot, right? Pull up my hood, and it looks, something in the engine is out, and you can obviously tell it's messed up. So I call my dad. That's what it makes sense. I don't know anything about cars. My dad does. Actually, my dad doesn't know anything about cars, but my dad would know what to do, right? So I call my dad. Dad, my car's blown up. And he's like, okay, Sarah, well, I can't really help you. I'm actually about to go into a meeting. You're going to have to find someone to help you. It's like, great. So what do? I go into the motorcycle shop. I'm thinking, this is like motorcycles, it's got engines, they'll know how to do it. I walk in and I'm like, hi, trying to be the nice, cute little girl who doesn't know what she's doing, because that's what I do well. Because I am the nice little girl who looks like she's 15 that doesn't know what she's doing, and yeah, anyway. So I walk in, hi, okay, they obviously saw me pull up. It's one of those shops where it's all windows, so they obviously saw me like trying to figure out what's wrong with my hood up, of the car, and they knew that something was wrong, and I was like, does anybody here know anything about, engines? And they're like, no. The guy walks to the back, and I was like, fantastic. So I turned to the other guy in the shop. I was like, do you know where I could go to find something? I said, I don't know if I can even drive my car. He's like, well, there's a place down on North First. You're just going to have to drive down there. And he kind of gave me directions, and I was like, okay. So I call Danielle. You've seen her in a couple videos, and I'm like, and yeah, I know that she's at the office with Jonathan, and I said, hey, I'm having car problems. I'm going to try to get to the shop, and if I can't get to the shop and my car explodes and you don't hear from me, that's what happens. I'm dead on the side of the road. She's like, well, why don't you call Pawpaw, which is Jonathan's grandfather. Call him, and he knows everything. And so I talked to him, and I'm trying to explain. I'm like, there's a black box. It says something on it. And there's 4 knobs, and one of the knobs is not in there. And so first he asked me to check my, like the oil's good. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's the second one, it's blown out. So I'm like, he's like, stick it back in there and just turn on the engine. So I stick it back in, in there and back in the black box, i.e. the engine, and turn on the car. And I have the hood up when I turn on the car, and so I can see this thing shoot out like a rocket, man. And the car's like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I turn off the car. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not good. This is not good. Turn off the car. Jump out of the car, and I was like, it flew out like a rocket. I don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, we'll put it back in. Papa's real calm, and he's like, put it back in. It's all gonna be okay. You just gonna start the car. Hey, Molly.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm just talking to people.
I thought you were filming.
I am. I'm just talking to people.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. I've had a rough day. Are you sleeping?
I had a rough day.
Did I wake you up?
No, I just got here.
Oh, okay.
You had a rough day?
Oh, my car nearly exploded, and I was telling them about it.
I didn't know that.
So I restart the car, and I have the phone up with Papa on the phone, which is Danielle's grandfather, or Jonathan's grandfather. And he's like, start the car. So I put it in there, and I watch it because I have the hood up, and it like shoots out of the engine. And I was like, great. Like, this is the second time. And so I leave the engine running, and I'm holding the phone up, and I'm like, it's just like, da 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 da. And so I'm like, well, what do I do? And he goes, He goes, yeah, man, I hear that. So I turn off the car, and these guys from the motorcycle place that were not helpful before think this is hilarious, and so they run out, and they're like, oh, look, well, you blew a spark plug. You done blew a spark plug. Like, you know, hit guys. And I was like, oh, a spark plug. I don't know what a spark plug is. And so it turns out we had to buy a spark plug. We went to the store, bought a spark plug, and we put in the spark plug, but there's an oil leak that's like putting like oil that's leaking into the area where the spark plug is, that shot, and the pressure was so great that it shot one of the spark plugs out. And so I have to go get the oil leak fixed, which is going to be like major money to go like bright and early in the morning and get it fixed.
I'm gonna pick you up for work.
Oopsies.
I'm in class.
Maybe.
Just text me.
Okay.
So I'll have work till like 10:30.
Was that the longest story ever? Because I felt like it might have been. Do you see these eyes right here? Do you see them? That was a weird noise. I think I'm taking after my sister. Those are the eyes of somebody who's really tired. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. What if I talk to you in all my videos like this? Hello? Oh, what are you doing today? Are you having a good day? Because I know that I am.